Thank goodness that this year is finally over with Call of Duty Vanguard. And I think that we all can say that we're all pretty happy about that. And this game was not the best at all this year. Like I said, I think we can all frankly agree on that because this was probably one of the most boring and uninspired Call of Duties ever. However, personally, as much as I hated it, I also still enjoyed it at the same time, which is a little weird. But anyways, let's get right into it there, everybody. So Call of Duty Vanguard, end of a pretty forgetful era is what it's going to be called. More forgetful, more forgetful than Call of Duty Ghosts, which is well, Call of Duty Ghosts was actually good compared to this game. Call of Duty Vanguard was one of the absolute worst Call of Duty experiences we've had in a very, very long time, especially within these past few years. We've had a lot of issues with Call of Duty, but at least like when it came to Modern Warfare 2019 and Cold War, those games were actually playable at the very least, which we could appreciate. Vanguard though was just a World War II reskin of Modern Warfare 2019. I loved the movement of this game. I loved how like how much content we realistically had when it comes to maps and weapons, but everything felt dull at the same time though. Like we didn't need another World War II game, which was very understandable because everybody is just like, "Hey, we don't need this," you know. We just had one a few years ago at the time. Well, not more than a few years ago, but we still did not want another World War II game. Everybody can agree on that. But this game, like, for me personally, I love the gunplay in it, but the guns themselves got very stale quickly just because of how long the weapon level up time was. That was one of the biggest downfalls of this game, and no sense of like any good progression or anything. We still don't have prestiging back. Challenges are ass. Like this game was just horrendous with that all that. And it's just so confusing on how Call of Duty has such come a long way. It's to this kind of point where, you know, all this game was that I saw in my eyes, this game was just a big old cash cow. Especially from all the different collaborations we had this year, from Attack on Titan, the Godzilla, King Kong, Terminator. Like there's been so many collabs this year where you know it was all clearly designed for Warzone and you know whatever money they can scrounge up left over in you know the stupid shop that we have nowadays, and the battle pass of course. But the battle pass was awful this year. Every single season was not great. We had a lot of really fun guns, I will say that, but everything is in here is still just so forgettable though at the same time, which is not good. I'm hoping after Activision seeing their failure on this game, I'm hoping that with Modern Warfare 2 coming out soon that they kind of realize their mistakes and you know actually taking what somewhat feedback that they get or quote unquote they listen to our feedback. But yet again, when we played the Modern Warfare 2 beta, we saw that like, oh, we took your guys' feedback in consideration, this and that, and it's just like, are you guys sure? I don't think you did because there's a lot of stuff like the mini map's gone again, like it's not normal, time to kill's super fast, and everybody's just extremely sweaty. The only thing I takeaway I could probably give to that Modern Warfare 2 beta was literally, God, what was it? I know I had something, but I don't remember. Oh yeah, it's the slide canceling. But then people are so sweaty, they figure out multiple workarounds just so you can be able to slide cancel. But I swear to God, you're gonna get a carpal tunnel from that. But anyways, off tangent there. It's a shame that Vanguard did have so much going for it, in my personal opinion. Like one of my favorite things was actually the Champions Hill mode. Champions Hill, I actually really loved the idea of it, but it never got fleshed out more than it could have. Probably because it was a dead game mode and, you know, they didn't want to put the resources toward it. In general, they barely even put any resources into multiplayer anyway on here. Because it was just a shame of only seeing, you know, what is it? Just one, we only got two maps per season, one in the beginning and one halfway through. That gets so dull and so stale so quickly, it's not even funny. And then the other shameful part about this game too is, you know, any event that we had that was in Warzone, we never got at all in, in multiplayer. I think the only one we got this year was the Christmas one, and that was just the Christmas shipment, and I don't remember if they did anything for zombies or not. It was horrible how neglected this game got this year, but that's just how Call of Duty multiplayer's been ever since Warzone's come out, and it's a shame to see. It's a shame, and it's very unnecessary for that to be done. Because if they actually put their time, their money, and their effort into the multiplayer, more and more people are going to play and enjoy. It's just a shame to see what Activision has done to the Call of Duty multiplayer as a whole. It's something that nobody wanted for them. Like, nobody wanted it to fail. Like, I love COD multiplayer still to this very day. I absolutely enjoy the feeling, the movement, the gunplay, everything to it. It's still one of my personal favorites out of every game out there. And it's kind of crazy to think that, between the three juggernauts of, first person shooters, Call of Duty, Battlefield, and Halo, Vanguard was still the best somehow. Out of all of these, you would never thought that. And oh my god, man. I just have no idea. I have no idea. I'm hoping Modern Warfare 2 will be good or somewhat decent at the very least. Personally, I enjoyed the beta, but I just hope that we don't see a repeat of what just happened with Vanguard in any kind of near future titles or anything like that for just the Call of Duty series as a whole. Because like I said, this is something very frustrating, and a lot of people hated. And then on top of that, even with all the shit that's been going on, skill-based matchmaking's been more rampant. Let's see what else. And everything is just so meta-based still. Most games of Vanguard that I would ever play, like you even seen this gameplay, I'm using the MP40. I'm only using it just so I can compete. I'm playing against a full clan of people, like a full team on the other side, while I am a solo player. Shows how fair that is. The funny part about it is I managed to drop a V2 on them, which I don't do too often. And like you'll even see near the end of the gameplay, I'm playing a lot slower, making sure so I don't die, so I can actually get this and pick up the win for our team, because it put us at a staggering 2v5 at the very beginning of the match, and we're about to lose. And I think around 190 points I get on their score, I managed to get the V2 and call it off, and then shut them out, which was awesome. So like good for me. I managed. I played my cards right. I got to outskill them. Good. That's how Call of Duty should be. But still, another thing though too is skill-based matchmaking. You should not be playing just like you want to play it because it's fun, not to grind it for another game, like for Warzone, for all your weapons, which is all that the mainline multiplayer games have been for the past 3 years for Call of Duty. Something I hope that won't happen again, especially after with how Modern Warfare 2 is going to work out, with how their attachment system is, so you don't have to grind for as much, which I absolutely love, and that's an awesome change. Like, good job, Infinity Ward. But please listen to the community on everything else. Anyways, I just need to make a video about that itself. Well, I kind of did already. If you want to check that out on my channel, I did make a Modern Warfare 2 beta impressions. But yeah, I don't know what you guys think. MW2 beta, or not MW2 beta, Vanguard. Like, to me, I enjoyed the gunplay of it, and I enjoyed how the movement and a lot of the things felt in the game. But the game was still severely lacking as a whole. It was missing its identity. It wasn't its own thing. And everybody nowadays is so tired of World War II genre games because that game genre has been so overdone. It's not even funny on how overdone that genre is. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. And I think we can all agree that Vanguard's going to be a very forgettable game. Like I said, this was just more of a rant. But I'm glad that the game's over, though. And I can assume all you guys are as well. And let me know down in the comments of what you guys think about the whole series as a whole now and what direction Activision's been going with. But yeah, leave a comment down below. I hope you all have a wonderful day, and I'll see you guys next time.
Those are those. Hate those.
Doesn't matter, we're gonna die.
Dookie.
Wow.
Donkey.